Welcome to the deep dive. We're taking a really interesting look at Nepal today, kind of following up on your curiosity.
Yeah, we've got some great material to work from.
We do. And the mission, as always, is to pull out the most fascinating bits about this Himalayan nation.
Sounds good. Where should we start?
Okay, let's dive right in. Geography. What
Oh,
makes Nepal so remarkable geographically?
right. Well, its location is key. It's landlocked, squeezed between China up north and India, pretty much everywhere else.
Right, in the Himalayas.
Exactly. And obviously the big one is Mount Everest, Sagarmatha, as they call it there, the highest point on Earth, 8,848.86 meters.
Still amazing to think about that number.
It really is. But what's also striking, maybe even more so, is the sheer contrast. You go from those massive icy peaks down south to these really flat, fertile plains called the Terai.
Wow, that's quite a drop.
It is. And that huge change in elevation, well, it creates this incredibly rich biodiversity. You see it protected in places like Chitwan National Park down in the plains and Sagarmatha National Park up by Everest.
So it's a land of incredible natural extremes then. How does that dramatic landscape influence the people and their culture?
That's a really good question. Because that natural variety, it's definitely helped shape Nepal's, well, vibrant culture.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's home to, gosh, over 120 different ethnic groups.
Wow, 120.
I know, each with its own languages, its own customs. Nepali is the official language, sure, but think about the sheer variety you'd actually hear on the ground.
That's incredible.
And what's really interesting is how Hinduism and Buddhism are so deeply woven into life there. They often coexist, influence each other. It's quite a unique blend.
And there's a pretty major spiritual connection there too, isn't there? Globally significant.
Oh, absolutely. Huge. Nepal is the birthplace of Lord Buddha.
Right, Lumbini.
Exactly. Lumbini, down in those Terai Plains we mentioned, that's where Prince Siddhartha Gautama was born. It's just a profoundly important spiritual site for millions around the world.
From, those spiritual heights to a really unique history.
Yeah.
They were never colonized, right? Which is quite something for that part of the world.
It really is. That history of staying independent, even when the British were dominant in South Asia, it says a lot about, well, their resilience and maybe strategic geography, too.
That independent spirit must still be important.
Oh, definitely. It's a core part of their national identity. Now, politically, things have changed quite a bit, of course.
Yeah.
They shifted to become a democratic federal republic back in 2008. So power is shared now between the central government and various states. It was a big move away from the monarchy they had before.
So it's a multi-party democracy now.
That's right. Multi-party system.
It's a powerful story. Okay, what about the economic side of things today? What's the situation?
Well, the economy, it really hinges on a few key areas. Agriculture is massive, employs a huge chunk of the population.
Right.
Then there's tourism, obviously drawn by the mountains and the culture, and also remittances, money sent home from Nepalese working overseas. Now, it is classified as one of the least developed countries, that's true, but there's also a lot of potential there, especially if they can further develop things like natural resources and, well, tourism.
Does the terrain make agriculture tricky?
It absolutely does. That challenging landscape impacts farming, but, it also offers niches for specific kinds of crops, that sort of thing.
Makes sense. And thinking about tourism again, beyond just Everest, what are the main draws? What gets people visiting?
Oh, there's so much more than just Everest, though. It's a huge magnet, of course. You've got Pokhara, which is known for its beautiful lakes and mountain views.
Heard it's stunning.
It is. Then there's the Kathmandu Valley, just packed with ancient temples, old cities, incredible history. The Annapurna region is world famous for trekking, the Annapurna Circuit.
Right, the trekker's paradise.
Exactly. And of course, Lumbini, Buddha's birthplace, is a major pilgrimage site. So whether you're after adventure, like trekking or climbing, or you want that deep cultural immersion, Nepal really delivers something unique.
So wrapping things up a bit, Nepal is this really fascinating mix, isn't it? You've got these unbelievably high peaks, this incredibly diverse blend of cultures and religions, this unique history of staying independent and potential for the future, too. It's definitely more than just mountains.
It absolutely is, much more. And, it really makes you think, how has that incredible combination, the sheer scale of the geography, meeting these deep, ancient spiritual traditions, how has that forged Nepal's identity? And what other stories, what other perspectives are still sort of hidden within its borders just waiting for us to discover?